Hey guys, and welcome back to the Interceptor. So today I'm bringing you some crazy gameplay. So normally I do have my face cam in my videos and my streams. However, this one is all about the gameplay. So we have to show you guys the whole screen. So basically I was streaming the new Cavalier difficulty of the event quest, which by the way I am absolutely in love with. It is maybe the best piece of content Kabam has ever put out. With the only exception being Variant 3, which was my #1 favorite. But this just comes with so many matchups. I feel like Kabam really nailed the perfect spot, like the perfect balance between difficulty in content and creating nodes to assist champions while not really making it that much harder to fight them on defense by only adding like one node per lane. So that is different, that is. So today we're going to be bringing in Mojo with his synergies. So he has the heavy synergy with Modok to inflict the Incinerate. He has a synergy with Psylocke that is going to give him he's going to steal part of the opponent's power whenever they finish their own prompt, not when you finish theirs. And then he also has these two synergies with himself, so that creates offensive power gain for other champions as well as power gain for himself. So this is on a lane I've already done. I've done 2 lanes in this map. I did the one on the right before, and then I was just experimenting with this lane, and I found a crazy matchup. So if you guys don't know the way this global works, I didn't actually show it, but the way it works is every time you nullify an opponent using a Mystic champion, you're going to gain a prowess. And the thing is, with this node, you're actually always nullifying with Mojo, and it's a little weird. I'm not 100% sure how this works, but basically you're going to get all the way up to your 20 prowess instantly in the fight. So you are already at your 20 here, and all I have to do, I don't like holding block, so I was going for the end buff. All we're going to do is we're going to get our Fury, and then we're going to spam L2s. And you're going to notice, with no Fury, we're already hitting 50-60k L2s. So imagine how much harder we're going to hit with the Fury. And by the way, if you don't know the way Mojo Sig works, is when he is at 5 prompts completed, he's going to gain a Fury that, no lie, triples his damage output. Nope, you didn't hear that wrong. Triples it. So it's really crazy. And today we're just going to be building up. I decided to finish off this fight with an L1, I believe, because even just the L1, you saw the first hit goes for 18k. So you can see that Mojo is doing some serious damage. We're going to use Mojo for every single fight in this quest except for 2, and I am going to skip the first one because it is just a boring fight. So, by the way, that's also a fight you can use Mojo for. It's just that it didn't really show off the encounter that I really wanted to show. So today the next node we're taking on this Nebula. We already started our 2 prompts. As soon as we get to 4 to 5 charges, we just need to create one. We just need to finish 1 prompt, and then we're already going to be at our max. And you see we're taking some hits there. So actually, I'm going to restart the quest. I'm going to skip past the second fight just because it's a repeat. Skip has the first fight, and this is my second attempt with Nebula. I did show that intentionally. The only reason is because the first fight I did against the Miss Marvel was actually better in my first attempt, just because I got way more crits, and I didn't really get any crits in the second one. Was it Miss Marvel I was fighting? I think it was. So yeah, we're fighting Nebula here, and we do the exact same strategy in L2, and then that L1 does a lot of damage. So yeah, 31-0, and we're going into this next fight against Heimdall. I will mess up in this fight. I'm trying to get a little more comfortable countering Heimdall's heavy with Mojo, but it's just a little awkward. So you'll see that I'll mess up here. Or countering his L1 with a heavy, rather. I'm not actually countering his heavy with mine. So you see we got our charge heavy. This is the reason that we brought in the Modok synergy. There's also sometimes where I get the prompt to punish a special attack. I just don't really like doing it. and it's not super reliable. So what we're actually going to do is every time that pops up and the opponent's not in the middle of a special, then we are just going to simply reset it and go for a new one. So there we go for an L2, and one L2. This guy is almost dead. We go for one more. This one is without the Fury, by the way, so we're dealing 1/3 of our normal damage, and we still get it down in 23 hits. So this is actually the next fight. I'm going to use Guillotine for this fight because at the end of this video there is a feature in the Mojo video for Guillotine soloing the Apocalypse boss. And this is the hardest difficulty of Event Quest as well. We use our pre-fights, and I'm just going to skip through this. All you really need to know about this fight is that we made it all the way to the end. We didn't get hit, and then we threw our L3 right here to get our soul for our next fight, or to get our pre-fight ability. So now we're going to go in right here against this Colossus. So Colossus is a little bit of a weird one because his armor breaks are actually really potent, and despite the fact that you can nullify them with the L1, we're actually going to go for an L2. We get the charge heavy prompt here, so it turns out he actually threw his own heavy, and if you will notice, I'm not actually going to go back, but if you watch right there, it says power drained, and that is because he finished his own prompt. And that is what the Psylocke synergy in this quest is for. So he throws his L2. We are already at our Fury. We just need to get 2 in our L2. And in this, I only have 3 points in Mystic Dispersion. Of course, I'm no longer in the CCP, so I do not have access to the server so that I'd be able to max out 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion. But I'm sure you guys can imagine just how much more damage you can get out of Mojo in fewer hits, too. If you had 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion. Also, it is viable to use suicides, and if you want me to make a separate video with me using suicides on this path, it's definitely doable. He does heal enough that you're not really throwing enough L2s that it's going to really ruin your fight. And I'm sure you could also get better crits. I did, when I was testing it, I got one special 2 that did over 200,000 damage. So it was 160k with the crits, and then the passive degeneration damage was, I believe, 45k. So it was pretty insane. You'll see right there. That's just how crazy it is. That is one special attack to take out a whole enemy. 16 hits. Mind you, it is a very low health enemy in Rocket, but we also didn't have class advantage. So now we have class advantage against this Thor here. And this is the last fight. So we're already at our 5 charges, which means we just need to complete 1. And we're going to get our Fury. So there we had knocked down a champion, and we'll do just a heavy attack to put the Incinerate on. Now, mind you, the Incinerate isn't doing much damage, but it's not really about that. So there I didn't think I'd get to an L2, so I didn't throw it. I saw stun a champion, and I actually threw my L2 by mistake. What I meant to do is dash back and parry to get my Fury. But that's alright because we're still going to make this fight really nice. So we got 2 heavies in the corner. We just need to throw an L2 before the poison cycle comes around. It's not actually a poison cycle, but it's a poison logo, so we're just going to call it that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. So there we go. That ends up going down. And now we're going to get onto this Apocalypse solo. So this is the 3rd time I fought him. I fought him on the path on the right, and I fought him on this path. And of course, I thought that this path was the best to do again. So we're doing this again. So we're going to use our crit pre-fight, and I believe we're actually going to use our power drain pre-fight, but I could be wrong. No, actually we're going to use our crit pre-fight, because if I used a second pre-fight, then I wouldn't have been able to power drain with my L1. So against Apocalypse, I prefer to bait L2, L1, because I evade every hit but the second to last and the third last hit. But you can see we're doing so much damage. 10 hits, already at 90%, so we're just going to dex that last beam right there and then throw our L1. It's going to push him over and then bring him right back down below the bar of power for an intercept. Also, the way Apocalypse works on the boss node and against mutants, and there's also a node on this that makes all attacking champions behave like mutants with their abilities, specifically for his countering mutant abilities. and it actually is going to stun us if we block more than one of his basic attacks in a row. So you're going to notice that after I parry, no matter what he does, I am going to dash back. So right there, I did one blocked hit, and no matter what he does, you have to dash back. I guarantee you will get stunned unless you're using a stun reflect or a stun resist champ like Nick Fury. So yeah, also I think a cool video would be soloing this guy with Black Panther Civil War, as I do believe that is possible with the stun reflect. But he is stun immune, so it's not like you'd be stunning him, it's just you wouldn't get stunned yourself. So right here, tried to go for an intercept, couldn't get it, so I ended up pushing him in, and then I just decided to bait out another heavy attack. So we're going to block that, bait out a heavy, go in for the kill. Very clean 66 hit kill. So that was not the main focus of the video. That was just a little end feature. The main focus of the video is the insane matchup with Mojo. I'm sure there's synergies, you can get damage out of him, but this is just what I was able to find in my like 20 minutes of doing this quest. But yeah, a pretty crazy matchup. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I can make more gameplay videos like this when I find a really cool matchup that I enjoy. I'll be using Mojo for literally every single path in this map. And maybe if I find like a crazy matchup, I'll upload that separately. But that is going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.